Uh, he For the domain of internal audit, we have Sai Pradeep. He is from EY, and he is a two times award-winning presenter. He is also awarded as client extraordinaire at EY. He is a volunteer at Chikasa as well as at ISKCON. So, welcome, Sai Pradeep.
Hi Parka. Hello everyone. This is Pradeep from Hyderabad. I'm pursuing my articleship in the domain of business consulting and risk advisory at EY. Thank you, my student club, for this opportunity, and I'm very much excited to interact with my folks. Yeah.
Okay, so the first question which I will be asking from you is what exactly is internal audit and what kind of work we get to learn as an article trainee in this domain?
Okay. Barka, I have a presentation. Can I share it? Share my screen?
Yes, sure,
Yeah.
sure.
Give me a moment.
So you will be addressing to audience by way of that presentation,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Yes, yes.
Okay, okay, okay. Sure,
So
you
there are
can
few
share.
points that I've noted. Is my screen visible?
Yeah, it is visible.
Okay. So, yeah. So, firstly, this is also known as this internal audit. The fancy name of this domain is also known as risk advisory or business consulting and risk advisory. So, generally, what an internal audit means. So, the definition is given under Companies Act, and it is also given by Institute of Internal Auditors. So, internal auditing is an independent objective, assurance and consulting activity designed to add value and improve an organization's operations. So the applicability of this internal audit, generally we have studied, just a moment. Yeah. So internal audit, we have studied what are the applicability thresholds and all. So generally the audit that we study in our CA intermediate is the statutory audit, which is known as assurance. So the standards of auditing that we study, everything is a part of statutory audit. But most of the part of internal audit, except the provision, we have no idea what internal audit actually means. So, internal audit is very much process oriented when compared to stat audit. Stat audit is very much based on financials and how the financial health of a company is. Whereas when it comes to internal auditors are doing an audit on behalf of the management, and they will be reporting their observations to the management, where they give a value addition by in the form of cost reduction or many other things. Whereas in case of statutory audit, we give the report which is directly shared to the shareholders about the financial health of the company. So I've also specified the differences in the statutory audit and internal audit for your general reference. So the objective, as I've said, the objective of internal audit is to improve the organization's operations and add value. Whereas in case of statutory audit, it is to provide an opinion on the truth and fairness of financial statements. Governance. Sorry, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah. So these are the key differences. In case you need, I can explain this, but due to time constant and there are many other questions that are to be addressed. So for now, I'm skipping it. I'll explain you the key differences in these also. So the first one is you improve the organization's operations and add value. In stat audit, you provide an opinion on truth and fairness of the financial statements, and in govern and the scope of internal audit covers wide various processes, including P2P and procurement, order to cash, marketing. There are various areas that you can cover. Whereas in case of statutory audit, you will be restricted to the part of financials. In internal audit, you get to know the process, how a particular business runs. So these are the key differences. You can also refer this PPT in case I'll be sharing this in the group also. So this would be helpful for you to understand what are the other key differences. So yeah. So the process of internal audit. So the process of internal audit contains these broad steps. First is the scope finalization. As I have said, in this internal audit, we will be covering various processes. In that particular thing, if we are doing a review of a particular process, then we will be finalizing the scope initially. Like what are the areas in that particular process we will be covering. So first step is scope finalization, and second step is process understanding. In this internal audit, the whole audit is based on this step. In this process understanding, you will be sitting with the client and you will be obtaining an understanding of what the process is and how is it carried out. It depends upon there is a standard process in the industry what is followed for particular transactions and all. However, these are modified based upon the ERPs and the circumstances of a particular company. So this is very much important. So the whole audit is based on this. So this process understanding is very much crucial in this internal audit. And the third step, it comes to the data extraction. In data extraction,
Pradeep, I
yeah,
would like to just stop you for a second. G Vaibhav, please stop sending these emojis because the whole session is being disturbed. Your questions and queries will be entertained by the Pradeep itself. Please stop sending this kind of emojis as the session is getting disturbed. Sorry. Pradeep, you can continue.
yeah. So, data extraction. In this, before conducting an audit after the process understanding, you get an idea what are the data points and what are the reports that you need to extract from the ERP. And in this step, you get to learn during your articleship. You get to learn working on various ERPs, including SAP, Oracle, Focus, and Tally. Tally, though, we will be learning it in IDT also, but the huge ERPs which are used by very big MNCs. Those include SAP and Oracle, and you get an exposure of working on those ERPs, extracting data through those ERPs by during this step known as data extraction. And after that, the fourth step is brainstorming. In this step, you get to discuss with your peers in your team. So based upon the process understanding and the data that you have extracted, you get an idea. You will be discussing with your team what are the possible areas, what are the possible ways to do analysis and find observations, what are the vulnerable points. So during this stage of brainstorming, you get to know what are the vulnerable points with the experience of your team members or basis the discussion that you have. So this is also a crucial point where you define your audit program. What are the analytics that you need to follow, that you need to perform. So after this fourth step, the fifth step is performing analytics. Basis the process understanding, you extract data, and basis the process and data extraction, you do brainstorming. And the cumulative effect of these three steps is in performing analytics. Based upon based upon the data and the decisions that you have taken and the audit program design, you perform few analytics and in order to find few observations, issues, or you may call it as queries. And during this performing analytics, during this step, you get to work on various softwares like Excel, Audit, and there are many other softwares that are used. So you also get exposure in working in these huge softwares. And after this, you identify the queries and send them to the client. After performing your analytics, you will be identifying few variances, identifying few deviations that you document and send it to the client, asking them for the reasons. That is known as you will be root causing the issues. Why is it different? Why is it deviating from the other points? So after identifying and sending the queries to the client, you obtain supporting documentation. So you may have various queries after performing your analytics. However, they may be having few supporting documentations, like there may be few approvals, exceptional approvals. So few of your queries might be closed and at that moment because of the documentation and the evidence that the client gives you. But there are few instances there are few queries that remain open, that even the client accepts that these are the instances and these are the observations and we need to work on this. And in case of those queries, you need to take the management action plan. Like what are the steps that the management would take in order to avoid those those instances in the future, and we also take the timelines by which that action plan will be implemented by the management. And after that, after documenting the management action plan also, you will be drafting a report. You'll be drafting an audit report that you will be presenting it to the audit committee and also the board of directors. So this is the whole typical process of how an internal audit goes. So yeah, practically this is the process. So in case if you have any doubts in this, you can ask.
Guys, any of you have any of the doubt? Yeah, Rishbha Jain, she has raised the hand. Rishbha, you can ask the question.
Sir, you have explained really, really well. Like it was like I'm living the life of an internal auditor. So I am really confused. Like, how should I judge if I should join internal auditing audit domain or not? Like, is there anything that I should keep in mind?
Okay, so for this, firstly, you need to get a broad understanding of what internal audit and start audit means. So theoretically, you will be knowing the differences, but practically, like you can watch few videos or take guidance of your seniors. And before that, firstly, you need to. My suggestion would be take a piece of paper and note down the points that you are expecting from your articleship. Is that that may be process understanding, or what is your objective of after qualifying as a chartered accountant? So are you willing to go into business, or are you willing to work on financials and all? So firstly, I'd suggest you to take a piece of paper, write down your expectations, what you want to learn in your articleship, and after writing them down, you get a broad understanding on all the domains, internal audit and start audit. You speak to multiple seniors, you can reach out to people on LinkedIn, or after getting a broad perspective of what this means, you can also take I've also there's another channel name as Thinking Bridge. They also offer courses on this internal audit and statutory audit. Once you I prefer not even those courses are that important. Like if you take a suggestion of your seniors, that would be more than sufficient. And once you get an exposure of what the work is, and you can check like what are the points that you have listed down that you are expecting from your articleship, and based upon that, you can take a decision whether to go into internal audit or statutory audit.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. That helps a lot.
Yeah, G Vaibhav, you were messaging continuously. You can ask the question. G Vaibhav, are you there?
Audio.
Yes, Vaibhav.
Sir, I have a question. Like, I have heard that internal audit is very stressful and it eats up our mental health, all that. So, would it be recommended for people who are interested but they can't cope up with all the stress in internal audit?
Okay. So in terms of stress, every domain in it, not even domain, every qualification or every education profession that you are going to pursue in order to reach a highest point or succeed in your career, you need to take a minimum amount of stress at the right time. That would define your career. And I remember a very nice quote. You may correct me if it is wrong. So hard times makes strong men, and strong men makes easier times, and easier time makes weak men, and weak men make strong times. Is it clear, or should I repeat it again? So the understanding is the stress or the experiences that you have at the initial stage of your career, even if they are stressful, the stronger times make stronger men. So you will be having a very good skill set that may not be useful at that particular time, but that will definitely reward you after a particular point of time. And strong men make easier times, and once you become very much skillful in that particular skill, at starting you may feel it stressful, but after a point of time it becomes easy for you. So it makes easier times. And if it is very much easy for you from the initial stage, easier times makes weak men. So you will not be having that skill set when you would have been had if you had stressful situations at the initial stage of your career. And weaker men create weaker times create stronger again difficult circumstances that you need to face in your career. So this is the thing that I felt very motivated, like uh, if it's relevant at this point of time, I don't know, but I thought of telling about that. Yeah.
Yeah, so Pradeep, there is one of the question that how to prepare for the interview in internal audit. Can you share some tips on it too?
Okay, so I'll be sharing
What
my
type of
screen again.
topics we should study in that?
Yeah. So these are the broad questions for internal audit domain. Generally, there are few questions that are asked in a general interview where they'll be asking questions based on your resume and what you know about our organization and all. Apart from those, these are the key questions that I feel these are the various areas that would definitely be asked in an interview. So first one is they'll definitely ask you what is the difference between internal audit and external audit. So you can study it theoretically. There are like you can study it from ChatGPT or Google. Just have a broad idea of what is the difference between an internal audit and external audit, and also take references of the sections of the Companies Act in which the internal audit is mentioned. That would create a very good impact at the initial stage of your interview on the interviewer. I guess it is section 138 of Companies Act where it tells the threshold limits of internal audit. So if you quote those, the interviewer will be impressed at the initial stage only. So after that, why internal audit over start audit? This is the very much interesting question that has a very different answers based upon the individual. So when you tell why internal audit and over start audit, firstly to answer that particular question, you need to have an understanding what is internal audit, not theoretical understanding, but a practical understanding. Internal audit is mainly dependent upon the process, understanding of the process, how a business runs, and how you are going to reduce the risk and add value to the client. Whereas in case of statutory audit, as I've mentioned, you work on the financials and you identify, you check whether they are prepared as per the accounting standards, applicable financial reporting framework, and all. So you need to explain them that you are very much interested from a process point of view, and internal audit is very much very much interesting when a person is very much logical. Like you can explain them how logical an internal audit is. Like for instance, the same question was asked me in my interview, and I've answered that I am having an idea of starting a startup. So when I do my articleship in internal audit, I will be having a better understanding of process when compared to statutory audit. So I've chose internal audit as my domain in articleship. So by having a broader understanding of these two domains, you can easily answer, and these are the questions that you need to frame and answer well before the interview, because you should never stumble in those type of questions, because the answers, the perfect that you the perfection in you giving those answers would be a huge success in the interview. So after that, accounting standards and standards on auditing, these are the subject related theoretical. So you have to revise your accounts, audits, almost they cover almost all subjects, but you just have a bird eye view. Yeah, as you have recently given your exams, you will be having a understanding, but it's very much important for you to just revise all the concepts. And they also ask you questions including EIS. So they've also asked me questions including EIS, but now as this is removed, so this won't be a part, I guess. But as it is a part of self-paced module, they may ask you questions on this as well. So better to cover all the subjects. And after that, they'll be giving you a few case studies also. They'll be giving you a few business scenarios. What will you do in this particular situation if you are the auditor? What you'll be doing this. So in those case studies also, you need to stop. Firstly, in those type of questions, you need to take time to think. Most of the mistakes that a particular person does when he gives an interview, he is already under a stressful environment, stressful state, and he thinks that once a question comes, he need to answer it. There's no compulsion as such. You need to stop. The main objective should be giving the correct answer. So the interviewer would not take it in a different way if you take some time and think about it before giving an answer. It's better to think and give a wrong answer than giving a quick and irrelevant answer. The interviewer will have a very bad impression that this person is just thinking of giving answers without thinking what he's speaking. So this is the main mistake that many of the people who are attending an interview does. So the main point is stop, think, and then answer. So after that, they'll be asking you what do you know about our organization, and after that, you need to be at least updated with few of the current affairs, at least related to the economy, and they'll be asking these questions. Broadly, they'll be covering these questions, but you need not take it that stressful, because they'll be also giving asking you few chilled questions based on your resume. So I've in my hobbies I've mentioned like watching movies. So my interviewer in the second round, I guess he was a manager or director, so he asked me, what did you watch Avatar movie, Avatar 2? So that was a very chill question. It almost reduces your stress level. You need not think that all the questions would be stressful, all the questions would be related to subject. There are few questions that are related to subject. There are few questions that are related to your logical mindset. There are few questions that are related to the way of thinking. So you need not take that stressful. It would be a very much easy for you to attend those questions when you are not stressed about that and focus on thinking and then answering the questions. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Sai Pradeep, for providing your insights to us. I think someone raised the hand.
Mohammed Israr.
Shivang,
Mohammed Israr
Shivang,
was the one who raised the hand, I guess.
okay, maybe mistakenly he has raised the hand.
All right, all right.
Okay, thank you so much, Pradeep, for providing your insights with us. It was really an amazing session with you.
Thank you.
Tanuja,
Also,
have to ask,
also, Pradeep,
and
just a
suppose you
second.
have remained your questions,
Just a
you
second.
can join Pradeep on his LinkedIn page, so that he can provide all the insights you there itself. Shivangi, are you
Yes,
there?
yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So in the start, Pradeep, you were just saying that you have something to tell, but due to the time constraint, you could not. You can just continue if you would like to.
Yeah. So, though I was speaking about the key differences, so I think more than this, the important point, or most of us will be having a doubt with respect to the career opportunities. So after pursuing your articleship, or even after your qualification, if you go into the domain of risk advisory, broadly you get to work in various. There are very various career opportunities that are open for you, and I have listed few of them. First one is risk management consultant. Here you will be advising the clients on identifying, assessing, and managing the risk across various functions and processes within their organizations. So after understanding their process, you identify the risk where the company is vulnerable to, and then you give suggestions, or you give recommendations through which you fill the gap. So the package, the average package is around 6 to 20 lakhs per annum, and then it is the internal auditors. As a you can join the internal audit team of any big fours, or you can also step into the industry. Various manufacturing companies also offer you the role of an internal auditor, and there are many other MNCs where they have a role for this. So around for this, the package is around 5 to 18 lakhs per annum, and then it is compliance officer. In this internal audit, as a part of this internal audit, you get to cover various processes, various things, including the laws and regulations, compliance to laws and regulations. there is a review known as statutory compliance review, where you'll be checking whether a particular company is complying with all the laws and regulations that are applicable to it. So you'll also be having an idea of what are the compliances. So due to that experience that you had, you can also step into this domain or into this job profile known as compliance officer. And for this, you'll be having an average package of 6 to 20 lakhs per annum. And then information technology auditor. As this internal audit is not restricted to the business processes, but also it also covers the information technology process, IT general controls. Most of you might have heard of that in EIS. So you will be having a broad understanding of that as well. So you can also get into this job profile, and you need not think that only tech people with tech background can enter this. Even you having a business background but understanding of the technology can enter this job profile, and the package is around 6 to 22 lakhs per annum. And then is enterprise risk management specialist. Most of you might have heard this term ESG audits, BRSR. So these are the audits that are booming nowadays because of the importance of climate and all the pollution that is being caused. These are the audits that are very much inclined with respect to this environment and all. So this is the enterprise risk management. Sorry, I've mistakenly told that, but that is also a job profile. There's a job profile. This last one, sustainability risk consultant, ESG factors. So for this, even this profile is open for you, and you'll also have, if you're lucky enough, you'll also be having an exposure of these type of audits in your internal audit articleship. So the your average package would be 8 to 25 lakhs per annum, and then you can also be a chief risk officer. You may not be a chief financial officer after you're having a background in risk advisory, because you'll be very much inclined to process when compared to the statutory auditor, statutory people who have worked under assurance domain, because they'll be having in-depth knowledge of the finance. So they can be a CFO, but you can also be a chief risk officer. So you can lead the risk management department, and overall at an entity level you can reduce the risk and add value to the company. So the package is around 25 to 70 lakhs, and based upon the size of the organization, obviously the packages would vary. So enterprise risk management, this is very much similar to the internal audit profile only, and for this you will be having an average package of 10 to 30 lakhs per annum. And there are many other career opportunities also, but I found that these are very much I found these as critical and very well known to many of us. And after this, the thing that I want to tell about this, most of us would have a doubt कि I want to start a business, so would internal audit be for me? Like as I have said, कि internal audit, you will be having a process understanding. So if I have a process understanding, can I run a business? And if I want to take a business or start a startup after I qualify or after a particular point of time, should I take internal audit as my career? So as I have previously mentioned, internal audit covers various processes across the organization. It includes procurement, sales, marketing, direct tax, indirect tax, finance and accounts, ESG. In this way, there are various types of processes in a company. So even and again, there's a myth in many of us that if you go into internal audit domain in any of the big fours or any other big organizations, you will be stuck with single client. And I feel even if you're stuck with single client, there are various areas that, as I've mentioned, that are covered in various quarters. So this, even if you're working on a particular client, you will be getting an understanding of different processes across the company. So you will be having a better understanding if you work on a specific client, as you will be having a background of what that company is, and you can link what one process is to the other. So in this way, after doing an articleship or pursuing risk advisory as your career after a particular point of time, I believe this will give an initial push and also give you a preferential advantage when compared to start audit, because you will have a business understanding how a business runs. So these were the things that I wanted to tell. Thank you, Shivangi, for this opportunity.
You're most welcome. And also, thank you for all the insightful information that you have given. That was really detailed, and your PPT was also very informative. The people are asking about your PPT as well. So, if you could share with them,
Yeah, yeah, sure. I'll share
you
it in
can
the
just
group.
share it with me. I'll just share it in the group as
Sure,
well.
sure.
All right, all right.
Uh,
So, with this, we would like to conclude the all the domains part. And
uh,
every domain has a
uh,
lot of potential in itself. Yes, Varun Bhaiya is.
yeah. Thank you, Sai Pradeep, for this insightful session. And like we had Nitin for M&A Techs, but I think he's not well, so he might not be able to join for the session. We will try if we can record a session with him separately for M&A Techs or with some other speaker, and we will upload that too on YouTube. And this entire session has also been recorded and will be uploaded on our YouTube channel. We have also shared the YouTube channel link in our WhatsApp group, so you can subscribe to the channel to know whenever we upload the session. And one more thing, we are also planning for an articleship masterclass where over a period of 1 week we will be conducting various sessions which will help you in your articleship hunt, like your interview guidance session, your resume building sessions, how to build your resume. So over a period of 1 week, there will be various sessions which will help you in your articleship hunt. So we will be announcing about it on our LinkedIn page tomorrow morning. So stay tuned on it. We will share the further updates on our LinkedIn as well as our WhatsApp groups. So follow us on LinkedIn, WhatsApp, and all other social media platforms. We will share all the links in our WhatsApp group. You can check them out. That's all from my side. Shivangi and Baka, you can conclude.
Yes, yes. So, as we have seen all the domains, I feel that every domain has certain kind of uh, specialization in itself, and every domain has a lot of opportunities if you want to go ahead with it. Just do your best and give your best, and you will be at par with the industries. And yes, that's all from my side. And the session has been really fruitful, I believe, and everyone has got their queries solved. Even I have got my queries solved a lot of times.
I can see still 44 members are present from the starting itself till now. So thank you so much for to everyone for showing your enthusiasm for the session and staying up till the last thing. Yeah, thank you very
Uh,
much.
Also, all the best for your results.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much. So, if anyone wants to just generally interact with
Guys
others, you
can
can.
join. You guys can join the WhatsApp channel, WhatsApp group of My Students Club. All the questions and the uh, things shared by the speakers, we will share it on the groups itself.
Um, Barkha, I would like to say thank you to all of you for organizing this. And it means a lot. Like, you guys have really worked hard in, of course, interacting with all the people and then making them to organize this for us. Means a lot. Also, can you please like make a channel so that in case someone doesn't join the group and you share anything, so they can approach through channel only? Is it possible for you
Uh,
guise?
Which
so
channel
we
is that?
have a yes.
Yeah,
Like which
Varun
channel are
Bhaiya,
you talking about? WhatsApp or like what something? Can you clarify?
I'm asking for WhatsApp channel. Like, is it a channel or what
Yeah,
exactly?
so
It
we
is
have
should
a
be.
WhatsApp community as well as as well as WhatsApp group. Also, we are having a community over Telegram, and we post all the updates on our LinkedIn, Telegram, as well as WhatsApp. So you can follow
Okay.
us over all the three platforms where we keep updating about all the events that we are coming up with. The thing is, our first WhatsApp community has been entirely full because WhatsApp has a limit of 2,000 people. So our first community is full, and we have made a second community where you can join if you are not able to join the first one. I will share the link of that in the chat box here itself. One second.
Actually, I am connected
Yeah.
all over the place, like Telegram, WhatsApp, and
Mm-hmm.
LinkedIn. Just that
Yeah.
I wanted to know, like, if you can create a channel. Like, uh, I was not able to join the WhatsApp group of this articleship session, but I got the link from mail only.
Mm-hmm.
So, if possible,
Yeah.
like,
So
there will be a channel and we can join the channel The channel
Yes,
has
yes.
unlimited limit, I guess so, and the
Uh,
resources will be
yes,
shared
yes,
there.
yes, yes. Yeah, we will soon launch the channel. Currently, we don't have a channel. We have the community type. So we will surely launch it soon so that any number of people can join it. And also,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
if you join our community announcement group only, there you won't like if you are feeling that you will get disturbed from some other messages and all. In the announcement group, only we can message. So there are various sub channels in our community. So I will also share that community ka link currently, and when we launch our channel we will also share that link in the community group.
Okay, sure.
One second, one second, I will, yeah, so I have posted the WhatsApp group ka link, you can check it out. Everyone can join that group if you haven't yet joined. So this is our second group. Our first group is already, our community is already full. This is the second one. Anything else anyone wants to ask or have any suggestions or feedback for us?
Not really, but if you want any volunteers, like I'm open for volunteering in my student club, just in case if
Sure.
you have.
Mhm. You can reach out to Shrishti Sahu over LinkedIn. So if there is any need for a volunteer, she will let you know.
All right, thank you,
Yeah.
and thank you so
Yes.
much for organizing. Bye bye.
Yeah. Thank you.
And one more small thing, Varun, like I
Yes.
thought of mentioning it.
Mhm.
So as I've said, ki you can take the guidance of your seniors to obtain a general understanding of that. It's
Mhm.
better for you in order to like you need to have an idea of whom you want to ask questions. Like there are many seniors for you, and if you keep on asking questions, one would be